something, and you are meant to use barcode or QR code to so that someone can scan the code, someone can scan the QR code. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to design a flyer, then we're going to design a social media post, and then we're going to use barcode or QR code. So I'm going to teach you how to generate the stuff. So can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. So we can start. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up so we can start. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, we are hearing you now. It's not even here. Oh, Jesus.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, Can you guys hear me now? My network is terrible. I'm trying to switch between Airtel and MTN to see which one is going to work. But that's why I'm wasting time. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. So I succeeded in changing my network. Let me share my screen. I have to log in. I changed my device. If my voice is cracking, please let me know. Is my voice cracking?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me log in. So Are you guys ready? If you're ready, give me a thumbs up so we start. Okay, so like I said, this class we're going to learn how to create QR code. Creating QR code for designs. Creating QR code for designs. Then after that, once we are done creating the QR code, then we will start the design proper. So what we're going to do, let me zoom this out a little bit. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Okay. So first of all, if you want to create QR code for your designs, all you have to do, let's assume you are creating a design for sysmotutors.com. Let's assume you are creating a QR code for sysmotutors.com. Look at what you are going to do. You head over to Google. Once you head over to Google, you are going to search for generate QR code. Now, once you search generate QR code, the best website to use to generate QR code is this particular one, this QR code monkey. Let me copy the link and paste on the chat box. Now, the best one to use is QR code monkey. I'm going to show you how to use it. Now, the QR code monkey, what you're going to do is on the QR code monkey is once you click on the QR code monkey, it's going to show you this menu. Now, this is the default, it's showing you the default. This is like the default QR code. This one here is the default QR code. And you're meant to use sysmotutor.com for this URL. So what you're going to do is, over here, what you're going to do is you're going to change this thing to sysmotutor.com. That's the site you're working on. That's the platform you are creating the design for, sysmotutors.com. And then you're going to, if you want to change the color of the QR code, that's this. If you want to change the color, you can decide to change the color. But for this design, I'm going to be using black. I'm going to be using black because that's remember I taught you guys how to use hex code. So black is 0000 for the hex code. Now once you change the link to sysmotutors.com, and then you set the colors. Once you are done with setting, the enter content, under enter content, that's where you add the sysmotutors.com. Then you can decide to change the color depending on the design you are creating. And then you can decide to add sysmotutors, what's it called? sysmotutors logo to this place. Then once you're done with it, what you're going to do is, once you're done with it, you're going to go ahead to click create QR code, this button over here. You're going to click create QR code, then it's going to change to Sysmo Tutors QR code. So what it means is that if you scan this thing with your phone camera, it's going to take you to sysmotutors.com. That's this site. Now, if I decide to change this color to, if I decide to change the color from black to red, and I click create QR code, it's going to change it to red. You understand? If you guys can hear me, please comment, use thumbs up so that, okay. So you can decide to change the color. So if you are designing, if your design is like, maybe let's say red, involves red color, maybe you can change it to red. If your design involves blue color, you can change it to blue. But for this, I'm going to be using black. So once you set up this thing, you add the website link over here. If it's an app, you can add the app link, and then you customize the color. If you can put the logo, if you put the logo here, look at what's going to happen. Let me assume this is the Sysmo Tutors logo. Let me assume this is Sysmo Tutors logo, and I click upload image. Once I select, I can click upload image to select the Sysmo Tutors logo from my laptop. But let's just assume this is Sysmo Tutors logo, this one over here. If I click this, it's going to add the logo to the center of the QR code. You understand? So if you want to customize it so that the person will know that this is for their company, you can add the logo to the QR code. So if you want to remove, you can just click remove. Now, once you are done with setting this up in QR Code Monkey, what you're going to do is you're going to click download PNG. This button over here, you click download PNG. Then it's going to download to your PC, to your laptop, or to your phone. So creating QR code, you just head over to qrcodemonkey.com. This site I pasted on the chat. Then you customize it. Add the website link or the app link. You can change the colors. You can add the company logo, and then you click create QR code. Once you click it, you can then click download. Now, after that, the next thing you're going to do is you head over to Canva. That's for the design itself. I'm going to show you why I'm going to show you why I created QR code for this design. So head over to Canva. Let me set something first. Okay. Now we head over to Canva. What we're going to do for today, we're going to create a mock-up design for an app. So for today's class, we are creating a design for Sysmo Tutors app. Now, first of all, we have to add the logo, company logo, which is Sysmo Tutors. Let's say this is Sysmo Tutors logo. We're going to place it at the center, the top center. The other system I was using, the other laptop was having, I don't know why it wasn't grabbing network, so I had to switch to another laptop. So that's why this is going to be a little bit stressful for me. Now, once you add the logo, let's assume you add the logo at the center of the page. Go ahead to add the logo to the center of the page. I'm using Sysmo Tutors as an example. So go ahead to add the logo to the center of the page like this. Then let me know if I have a logo here. Okay, I have Sysmo Tutors logo here. Let me go ahead to add the logo. So I'm going to group these two together. Now, once I add the logo to the center of the page like this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll go ahead to add some write-ups. The write-up I'm going to add for this design is for Sysmo Tutors app that is launching on December. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write December. I'm going to write December. Let me add. Now I will write December just like this. This is the only text that is going to be big in this design. So I'll write December, then I'll go ahead to change the color of this December to the color of the Sysmo Tutors logo. That's this green. I'll go ahead to change it to green. Then the next thing I'm going to do is either you can decide to use plain color, that's plain green, or you use gradients. Using gradient for this design is going to make a lot of sense, like this gradients. So you can decide to use gradient, you can decide to use simple solid color. But let me just use gradient for this one. So I'm done with adding the December. Now I'm going to add another write-up subheading. Now I'm going to type, what I'm going to write is, let's say, this new month is another chance, let me just say chance to unleash the Sysmo Tutors platform. Now I'm going to make sure this is small. I don't want this write-up to be like big, so I'm going to make it to be small. And then for the alignment, I'm going to center it. It's going to be centered like this. The alignment is going to be centered because everything I'm going to be doing is going to be centered. Now, once I center this text, now the next thing I'm going to add in this design, remember the background is plain white, so I'm still going to add white background to this. I don't want it to be plain white, just like we did it in that sofa design. But first of all, let's continue. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the mockup. That's where I told you guys about mockup. Mockup is like let's say a laptop or a phone mockup, anyone. So I'll first of all search for laptop. Now instead of typing laptop mockup, you can decide to type laptop mockup. Laptop mockup, or you decide to type laptop frame. But I think I'm going to use frame because that's instead of using the mockup under graphics, I'm going to use mockup under frame, so that if I add a picture to the frame, this mockup under frame is going to align properly. So let me show you the various mockups they have for laptops. So as you can see, we have different frames for laptop. But I'm going to use the basic ones. Let me show you the basic one. That's this one over here, this one that is centered. But I want the laptop to be centered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just zoom out this laptop. This is the most important part of this design. I'm going to zoom it out like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the Sysmo Tutors website, and I'm going to snip the page. That's snipping the page means that you screenshot, just like screenshotting a page of a website and cropping it. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me just go ahead to sysmotutor.com. So once I snip the page, I will snip the page, and then I'm going to, once I snip the page, I will now download the snip page. After downloading it, I can now add it to the laptop mockup. So snipping the page, let me show you shortcuts used for snipping page. Depending on, if you are using your phone, you can just screenshot the page and crop it. But if you are using a laptop, you go head over to, let me check for the shortcuts. Snipping shortcuts.
I think it's Windows Shift Save. Windows Shift S.
Windows Shift S. Okay, Windows Shift S is correct. So go ahead to type it on the chat box. So once you head over to, once you get the snipping tool, you go ahead to snip the page. You go ahead to snip the page. This laptop I'm using, the sensor is, I don't know, I don't understand the sensor. Sure. You go ahead to snip the page. Let me just snip my own page. You guys cannot see it though, because now I'm done with snipping the page. Let me view the the page so you understand what I'm saying. Screen. That's this Sysmo Tutors homepage, so that you can follow through. Now I'm done with snipping my page. Then I'll go ahead to save it to my device. Now I'm done with saving it to my device. Let me show you how it looks. Now I head back to the Canva, and then I'm going to upload it. Let me go ahead to upload it so you understand what I mean by snip page. Now, if you snip the page, it's just like screenshotting a website page and cropping out that part of the phone, all those part there. Now look at the page I snipped. This is how it looks. Hope you guys understand what snipping means.
Yes.
Okay, so once you snip the page, what you're going to do with this snip page is you're going to make sure to minimize it to make it at least a square. That's so that it's going to align with the laptop. Now, once you drag the snipped page to this frame, it's going to enter inside the frame. It's going to enter inside the frame just like this. So you have to make sure when you're adjusting it, make sure to adjust the size perfectly so that once you move it into the mockup, it's going to look as if the laptop is displaying the web page. Hope you guys can see this. Can you guys see this? Okay. Now, once you're done with the mockup this is the mockup for the laptop. Now, if you decide to add a phone mockup, you can just go ahead to add phone mockup. The same process. Now, as you can see, I have different designs of phone mockup. This one's someone's hand is holding the phone. But I'm going to scroll down a little bit and look for the one that is just phone on its own. You can also search for phone frame. If phone mockup is not showing what you want, you can search for phone frame. You can search for phone frame. That's under frames. You see phones like this, or you can search for laptop frames also. Instead of searching for mockup, you can search for frame. Now I'm going to add this particular phone. Hope you guys can see the phone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize the size of the phone and place it beside this laptop like this. And then I head over to Sysmo Tutors website again. I'm going to snip this website again, but this time around I'm going to snip it on mobile view, that's phone view. Now let me head over to Sysmo Tutors website. Now if you're using a laptop and you want to snip mobile view on your laptop, what you're going to do is you're going to click on menu of your browser, and then you're going to look for inspect. Some browsers have inspect, while some browsers don't have inspect, depending on the browser you're using. Inspect your browser, you can extension. That you have mobile view extensions, or you just screenshot the websites on your phone and then you send it to Canva. You know, you can use this if you're using this one email on your phone and you log in the same accounts on your laptop, it's still going to show you all the uploaded, the same files and everything. So what you're going to do, you just head over to the website on your phone, then you screenshot it. Then once you screenshot it, you upload it on your on the Canva on your phone. And then once you log into Canva on your laptop, you're still going to see it on the upload menu over here. So let's assume this is the mobile view for this website. Let me just zoom it out like this. Let's assume this is the screenshots. This particular one is the screenshot from the phone. That's the phone screenshot you took. Once you upload it, you drag it to the phone. And then let's say you have one page, the home page, the Sysmo Tutors homepage on this laptop, and then on the phone view, you have another page of Sysmo Tutors website, maybe the dashboard. Let's say you have the dashboard on the phone view, then you have the homepage on the laptop view. Then you place it side by side like this. The phone will be on top of the laptop, just like this. Then you are done with the mockup. That's the laptop mockup and the phone mockup. Now the next thing you're going to do in this design, you're going to add the QR code you generated from QR Code Monkey. Like I said, once you are done with the QR code, you click download, you download it. Now let me go ahead to download it, so that if you guys scan the design, if you scan the QR code, you're going to verify that it will take you to Sysmo Tutors website. So let me just go ahead to download it. Now I've downloaded the QR code. I will head to Canva, then I will import it. I'm going to upload the QR code to Canva. Now, as you can see, the QR code I downloaded is already imported to Canva. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this QR code a little bit like this. And once I reduce the QR code, instead of placing the QR code at this white space, this place is white space. If I place it like this, it's not going to make sense in a way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on top of a shape. Let me just add a square. The reason I'm going to place a square is so that if I place it on top of it, you're going to see it. Now I'm going to add a square just like this. No matter the size of the QR code. Once you scan it, it's going to go to that website. Now I'm going to color this square, that Sysmo Tutors green color, and then I'll place it here. After that, I'm going to position it to the back, just like this. Now I'm going to place this QR code on top of it like this. Now what I'm going to do is, I want this laptop to be behind this shape, behind everything. So I'm going to position the laptop to the back also, so that the QR code will come on top of the laptop. You can go ahead to group the shape and the QR code, just so that you can move it around to wherever you want to. You can decide to place it anywhere. You can decide to place it. You can also decide to place it at the bottom part like this. But if someone sees QR code, the person already knows that the QR code is for scanning. So you can decide to place it here. You can decide to make it big. Let me just place it here. So now we're done with the QR code. We're done with the laptop mockup, and we're done with the phone mockup. So the phone mockup, we have the phone view, the website view on phone browser. Then the laptop mockup, we have the laptop view of the website. So you have to screenshot on your phone, then you send to Canva, then you screenshot, you snip on your laptop, you also upload to Canva. So now after that, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to add a footer. The footer is not going to, we're not going to use a shape for the footer. So I'll just duplicate this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write www.sysmotutors.com. And then I will go ahead to place it at this downside. And then I'm going to color it green also. So we're maintaining the green color. We're maintaining the green color, just green, black, and white throughout this design. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, since it's a mobile app that we're advertising, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Google, and we're going to download 2 pictures. The 2 pictures are, if the app is on Play Store, we search for Google Play Store. We search for Google Play Store. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to download the Google Play Store image. There's this particular image, let's say it's called Get On Play Store. Now you have these 2 pictures. This Get On Play Store, Get On Apple Store. Now if the app you are designing for has if the app is available on Play Store and Apple Store, you download this one. If it's only available on Play Store, you download only the one that is on Play Store. So let me go ahead to download these 2. I'll go ahead to save the image also. Now I'm done saving the image. I'll head over to Canva, and then I'm going to upload it. I'm going to upload it to the Canva dashboard. Let me look for it. Okay. Now, once I upload it to Canva dashboard, remember, if you are using Canva, the free version, you have to remove the background on remove.bg, just like I taught you guys. But I'm going to remove it on Canva because I'm using a paid version. So paid version, you click on background remove, this BG remove, it will remove it automatically for you. But if you are using a free version, you have to remove it before importing it to Canva. Now what I'm going to do is, once I remove the background, I'm going to just reduce this space a little bit, then I'll push it to this downside like this. So what it means is that if someone sees this poster, the person already knows that this platform exists in Apple Store and Play Store. So if you are designing for an app that exists only on Play Store, you just use this particular picture. You will not use this one. But let's say you downloaded this one and you want just to display this. What you're going to do is you're going to close down this picture like this. You just crop the picture, just like it's as simple as that. You just crop it. But if it's the two, you just display this one also. Now we have a full functional post for a platform that has an app. This logo that I placed on the center of the page, you can decide not to place it at the center of the page. You can decide to place it at the left-hand side or right-hand side. But if you notice in the design, I'm maintaining this center line. So I'm using centered write-ups and centered. I'm not trying to place anything at the side. So that's why I placed this logo at the center of the page. Now, since we have a plain white background, what we're going to do is that we're going to head over to Elements and then search for white background. So we can add a background that looks better than plain white background. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Photos. You can still check under Graphics, but I'll check under Photos. Now I'm going to scroll down and look for proper picture and proper background to use. Now, depending on your choice of background, you can decide to choose anything. So I'm going to choose this particular one. I don't have. It depends on your own choice, though. Now, once I cover the page like this, I position it to the back of everything. Now I send it to the back. Now it looks more better than using plain white background. So we have a full functional social media post for a mobile app. So we have Sysmo Tutors logo. December, that's the launch date. This new month is another chance to unleash the Sysmo Tutors platform. And then we have the mockup for the laptop. We have the mockup for the phone. We have the QR code. Then we have the websites. And then we have the two platforms. That's the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. That's for Android and for iOS devices. So if you have questions pertaining to this design, you can just comment on the chat. If you don't have any question, you can go ahead to comment. Okay, what you're going to do is comment no question, or you comment a question, depending. Any question you comment, I'm going to go back and teach it again. So I'm waiting for you guys. Go ahead to comment your question or comment no question, so we can proceed to another type of design. Okay, let's Kachi. Okay, the QR code. How I got the QR code. The problem I have with this class sometimes, I'll be teaching something. Okay, let me just take it back a little bit. Now, first of all, I added Sysmo Tutors logo here, and I added normal heading. Now I did not use solid color. I did not use this green. Instead, I scrolled down and I used gradients. That's this one. This green and blue gradients, just to spice it up. And then after that, I added the subheading, just normal write-up. After that, I added laptop frame. After that, I added laptop frame. The laptop frame is just like the frame I taught you guys now. The just to drag and drop pictures inside it. That's why I added the frame. You can search laptop frame or you can search laptop mockup. Anyone is going to show. So we have different types of laptop frame here and laptop mockup. I added the frame first, and then I added the phone frame. How we're able to put it. Okay. Now this is just a frame. This is just a frame. This is just a frame. This phone is also a frame. I taught you guys how to use frame. So you just drag once you screenshot the website you are working with, you screenshot it, you crop the image, and then you upload it to Canva. Then you drag the mobile view inside this phone frame, and then on your laptop you can just snipping this thing is Windows plus. You hold Windows button and you hold Shift button, and then with S. So Windows Shift S is going to show you the menu, or you just go to that search menu at the left down part of your laptop. You start snipping to. Let me just spell it for you. Snipping to. Now, once you snip they're going to show you the menu. You snip your screen. That's the screen of that's the page of the website. That's Smooth Tutors website. Once you snip it, then you take the image and drag it onto this laptop mockup. And then on your phone, you screenshot the Smooth Tutors website also. That's the phone view. You crop it, then you move that one to this phone mockup also. Now, once you are done with the two, the next thing you are going to do is the QR code. The QR code, like I said, you head over to Google. You search for QR code generator. You search for QR code generator. Once you write QR code generator, they are going to show you different options. But what you are going to do is the easiest one for you is QR code monkey. That's this site. QR code monkey. QR code monkey. I send the link on the. Let me send it again. QR code monkey. Just save it somewhere. Now, QR code monkey. Once you enter the site, you first of all see this enter content, and you see this link. Now, the link you are going to add here is the link of the website you are working with. So in this case, you're working with sismotutors.com. Now, once you add the link of the website you're working with, you scroll down a little bit. If you want to change the color of this the QR code, you click set color and then you choose the color you want to use. Now, let's say I want to use red. I'll just pick red color. I can decide to paste the hex code here. So remember, I taught you guys how to find hex code. So if you want to pick color from the design you're making, you can just pick the color code and just paste it here. Then if you decide to add the logo to each design, you just click upload image. You click upload image to add the logo. Let's assume this is the logo you added. Look at how it's going to show. Once you are done with setting this up, you click create QR code. The logo is going to enter at the center of the QR code, and then that red color I added is going to display. So that's how you customize your QR code. Now, once you are done with customizing the QR code, you click create QR code, then you click download. You just download it to your device. Now, once you download it, you head over to Canva, you upload it. Once you upload it, instead of placing it on the plain background, what I did is I added a square, then I placed it on top of the square, so that it's going to have that look, that color consistency. Now, once you have the square, the green square, you add the QR code on top of it, and then you group the square and the QR code together so you can move it around. That's it. So you can place it anywhere you want. Then once you are done with these 3 steps, that's the phone mockup, the laptop mockup, and the QR code. Next thing you're going to do is you just add the Sysmo Tutors website here. After adding the website here, go ahead to Google and download these 2 pictures. Just type get it on Google Play. Let me show you. You just go to Google and search get it on Google Play. That's if it's for an app, you just search get it on Google Play. And then you search for pictures, that's images. Under images, you're going to see this this picture. You can decide to download the App Store and Google Play Store, or you can decide to just download one of them, depending on the platform they have the app available. So go ahead to remove the background color of the one you downloaded, and then after that, as usual, you upload to Canva. Now, once you upload to Canva, you just place it at this down part, just to show if someone views the design, the person knows that the Sysmo Tutors platform is available on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So that's it for this particular design. The design is not complicated. I added the white background. See, it was plain white. I added white background from elements. Just add white background so that it will have some sort of texture. I don't think the design is difficult. It's not difficult. The only thing you have to do is, before you start the design, screenshot the website on your phone, crop it. Just crop the website on your phone. Then, if you're using a laptop, you snip the website on a laptop. Then you create the QR code. Once you're done with it, then the design is straightforward. Now, if you decide that you don't want to use a laptop mockup for your own design, you can just decide to use only phone mockup. What you're going to do is you zoom it out. But instead of, you can zoom it out like this, place it under like this. Then this one, you're going to make this one a little bit smaller. Place it beside the phone. And then you shift this Sysmo Tutors to the left-hand side. Now you can decide to do it like this, only phone. That's if you're using if you have only this mobile phone, you can go ahead to do it like this. It's not a problem. You just make a screenshot of the website. You place the phone mockup. Now you add the screenshots of the website to the phone mockup. So if you're using a smartphone only, go ahead to do it like this. If you have a laptop, you use laptop mockup. If you want to add the two, you can still go ahead to add the two mockup. So depending on what you want to create, you can still do it. Now, if you want to use another type of mockup, let's say someone holding a phone. Let's say a woman holding a phone. Woman holding a phone. You can decide to add the mockup to someone holding the phone. So something like this. Something like this. So depending on what you want to achieve, you can decide on the type of mockup you want to use. If you feel like you want to add let's just say someone's hand holding the phone, instead of just using the phone itself, you can just go ahead to add this one, and then you place the picture. You go ahead to place the picture. Remember to position it to the back so that the QR code is going to be on top of it. Now you go ahead to add the picture of the website to this phone. It's still going to work that way. Let me just go ahead to add it. Let's say this is a screenshot of the phone on my, if I screenshotted the phone on my smartphone and just place it inside here, and it's going to enter inside the phone just like this. So that's how to use mockup and QR code for designs, depending on what you're working on. You can decide to do it. Why this design is basic, but the reason I did this design is because I wanted to teach you guys how to generate QR code and how to use mockup. So now, if you have further questions, you can go ahead to ask. Then I want us to create one more design. I want us to create one design. That's the main design I had in mind. So that's this one is just to show you guys how this thing works. So if you have a question, go ahead to ask the question. If you don't have a question, I'm going to clear this page and then I'm going to Pepper Arrange, do you have a question? You raise your hand.
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
All right, is concerning that dragging of the picture to the mock-up phone, the mobile device. On my screen, once I drag it to the mobile device, it's not giving me the same result I'm seeing here on the class. So that is why I'm asking, because it's different from what I'm seeing, and I don't understand why it's doing that. Why it's behaving like that?
Okay, wait. Now, if I add a mockup like this, and then I add an image, look at what you're going to do. Just first of all, don't add the image to the mockup yet. Make sure to what's it called? Make sure to crop the image to the perfect size, like you adjust the image to the perfect size. Once you adjust the image to your desired size, now you just drag it inside the mockup. It's going to it's not difficult unless you're not doing it, but you just drag it once you drag it down to the mockup, it's going to enter inside. Just like frame, just like the way you used to drag pictures into the frame now. That circle frame I taught you guys for that restaurant. It's the same thing. So just copy it very well and drag it. Now, for this next design, we're going to design a post. Let me just create a new page. We're going to design a post for let's just say some sort of, let's just say Uber. Let's say Uber for Uber app. Let's just let's just make a design for an Uber app. Now we are going to use lemon or light green color for this design. Lemon color, dark green, white for this design. So what we're going to do is we are going to first of all search for someone driving a car, because obviously it's Uber. So let's say driver. We search for car driver. Now under car driver, I'm going to search for car driver under photos, because we are going to use photos for that. Car driver under photos. You go ahead to look for a nice picture to. Now remember, you can go to Google to download your own picture if you don't see anything, if you don't see a perfect picture here. So let me just go ahead to use this one. Now this is taxi driver. So now first of all, I'll move this picture to the upside of this page. I'm going to use this picture to cover at least from up to to down, just like this, because that's the main theme of the design. That's the driver, the Uber driver. Now, once I cover this page, I left this white space just for the details. That's the footer section. That's why I left this down space. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead to add overlay to this place. Now, if you want to add overlay, you just use shape to add overlay. That's overlay color. Let me search for square. If you search for square, you're going to add the square. Look at what you're going to do. You are going to use the square to cover everything, cover the picture. We're going to use the square too. This particular square is not adjustable, so let me just look for another square. This one. You see, this one has edges. Do you understand? The other one doesn't have edges. So I'll first of all remove the rounded corner. And then I will now use it to cover this place. Just cover the picture, the same size. Once you are done covering the picture, now what you're going to do is you're going to select the color you want for the design. That's, I said you're going to be using green or lemon. So let's just use this part. Let's just use that gradient green also. What you're going to do once you're done covering this, to overlay this color to that man's design, just go ahead to reduce the transparency. That's the only thing you have to do. Reduce the transparency. You go ahead to reduce the transparency to your taste. Now, once you are done with it, remember the shape is on top of the mouse picture. Are you understanding? So that's how you do the overlay. If you feel like the overlay is not dark enough, you can duplicate the shape again and then place it on top, or you can just increase the transparency. But the man should be visible, but someone should know that there is overlay. And then after that, the next thing you're going to do is start adding details to this design. First of all, we're going to add the logo. Let me just go ahead to search Uber. Let me know if they have Uber logo. Okay, they have Uber logo. Now I'm going to add the green Uber logo, this particular one. I'll add it to this side. So I have Uber Eats. I know it's not Uber Eats though. I know it's normal. Uber Eats is not the same thing with the Uber itself. Let me just add it, Uber Eats. Let's just assume that's the Uber logo. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a text. Let's say this week. Now in this particular text, I'll place it just over here. Now watch, I'm aligning this right up with the logo I placed. That's, look at the straight line. So I make sure I align it to the logo. Alignment matters in design. That's why some of you had problems for that on that assignment. People had low score because of the alignment. So make sure you align the elements. Now after this, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of the right up to that particular green color. Now, as you can see, the green color is not visible. It's not visible enough. It's not visible enough, but black is visible enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something to this right up. I'm going to add an effect to it. That's this effect on top of here. I'm going to add effects. Now you can go ahead to explore different effects. This is outline. We have outline, we have splice, we have shadow, we have lifts. Do you understand? So you go ahead to look for the particular effect you want. But for me, I'm going to be using outline. Now for the outline I'm going to be using let's say black outline, just like this. Or let me just say dark, something like, let me pick green first, and then let's say dark green. That's what I'm going to be using for this this particular session. Now this overlay I did here, let me darken it a little bit. Let me darken it a little bit so that it's going to be a little bit visible. It's going to have that so that the write-ups can be a little bit visible. Now, once I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to add in this design is another text. Let me just duplicate this one. But this time around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this color to white, plain white. And then I'll write stay in control. Stay in control. That's the drivers are in control, that kind of stuff. Now, like I said before, make sure to align your write-ups. The allow so just align something to this control. Let's say carway. Under graphics, I'm going to add this carway. Now I'm going to show you the reason I'm adding the carway. Now I'm going to reduce the size. I'll add the carway in between that. Okay, this particular carway is not solid. Let me look for the one that is solid. Something like this. Yeah, this one is solid. Now I'll change the color to white. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the first letter O, and then I'll give a little bit space, and then I'll place the carway over here. Now the reason I'm doing it is just to make the design to look lively, because that particular write-up, the write-up is too boring. So I'll just add carway to this place. So we have stay in control, but we have a carway over here just to complete the control. Hope you guys are understanding what I'm doing. If you understand what I'm doing, please react to the class. So I added this week stay in control, but I removed the O in the control and spaced it out, and then added carway. Remember, as you can see, the carway I added, I reduced the size to match the size of the text. So I reduced the carway size so that's going to match. Joma, I think it's from your network. Hope you guys can you guys see my screen? Okay, so now once I'm done with adding the carway, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write another text, but this time around this text is going to be smaller. So I'm going to add a little bit of body text. I'll place it over here, aligned also, and then I'll write something like, let's say, confidence starts with your car. Okay, let's say confidence starts with the car you drive. Confidence starts with the car you drive. Now, once you reduce the size of this, make sure to place it on a straight line, like You're going to place it on the straight line. You shouldn't come down to the next line. So make sure the text you are writing should just maintain the straight line. It shouldn't be long, it shouldn't be short, it should be perfect. And then I'll change the color also to white. Now, as you can see, it's very, very visible, so we don't have a problem with that. And remember, since you added this text and this car wheel, I want you to group the car wheel with the text so that you can move it around, because I want to move it around now. Hope you understand. Group the car wheel and the text so that you can move it around. And once you are done with adding the text, let me just make sure to align it like I said earlier. You align it. I made this overlay darker, so I think maybe this effect, maybe if I remove this effect, it's still going to show. Okay, it's not showing very well. Let me just move it back. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the features of the Uber. But before I add the features, I'm going to add the features over here. But before I add the features of the Uber, I'm going to add just one. Let me just add an abstract line over here. Let me just write line on elements. I'm going to search for line. Now, this line you're searching for, you search for line under graphics. You just scroll down. Let me just show you the type of line I mean. Adding the line is not like straight line. It's just something that is going to spice up the design a little bit. So I'll go ahead to search for, let's say, something like this. Now you just place it under this right up. Now you're going to make it that green color. Hope you understand. So it's going to maintain that color. Confidence starts with the car you drive. So once you add it, the next thing you're going to add is the features of the Uber. That's the features. Now to add the features, you first of all align the icons. Now let me drop the features so that you understand what I'm saying. The features I'm going to be using is, the first feature is quality cars. Let me say quality cars. Quality cars. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to space it out, but I want it to be in the same line. I will space it out and I'll write trusted this. Let me reduce it a little bit. Let me change the color to white so that you can see it properly. Now we have quality cars, trusted this. The next, I'm going to add 3 features. The next feature I'm going to add is smooth ride. We just say smooth ride. Now, if you notice what I'm writing, the first letters are capital. Only the first letters are capital. So if you are maintaining, you should be aware of this thing you are using. If you are using first letters are capital, you shouldn't use small letters for the second one. So make sure to maintain the pattern you are using. So if you are using small letters throughout, you maintain it. If you are using capital letter for the first word, you maintain it also. So make sure to maintain those things. And then after that, make sure this thing is in the same line. Now we are going to reduce this thing very, very well. Now, the space between these write-offs, the space should be the same thing. So let's say I write it together like this, and then I tap my space, that's my space bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one also, I close it, and then I tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you understand? Hope you guys understand what I'm doing. Just to maintain the same space. So now, if I add extra space, 7, 8, 9, I'm still going to add extra 2 here, 8, 9. So just to maintain it. Now I place it over here. I place it over here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, before I place it over here, I want to add icons in between. So let me just bring it up again. I just did it, so I will explain myself. Now we have the same space in between. That's 99 spaces. That's why I tap space 99 times, just to give the same space in between. I'm going to search for icons. Let me say quality. I'll search for quality icon. I'll search for quality icon. Now it's going to show you different icons that represent quality under graphics. And then I will decide to use. Now remember what I told you, if you're using a solid one, you maintain solid ones. If you're using the ones that this particular one and this one is not, and the other one, let me show you the other one. This one and this one is not the same thing. So if you're using the one that is black, like it's solid, you go for solid. If you're using the one that is outlined, this one is called outline, this one is outline, this one is solid. So it depends on what you want to achieve. Now, if you're using this one, you're going to color it green. If you're using this one, you can also color it green or white. So it depends on what you're doing, but make sure to maintain the type of icons you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the outline, this one. So I've gotten the icon for quality. I'll keep it on top of here like this, quality. The next thing I'm going to look for is trust icon, because I have trusted that's the second quality. The second features is trusted. So I'll write trusted icon. And then they're going to show me what trusted icon is. That's this one. This one is trusted icon. That's the two hands shaking. That means the driver and the passenger, two hands are shaking. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it also at the top side. I'm going to place it at the top side. The reason I'm placing it at the top side is I want to resize it together, so that before moving it, I'll resize it first. Now the next icon I'm going to add is smooth. Let's say smooth icon. Now if you search for smooth icon, they're going to start showing you all these ladies makeup and stuff like that. Now smooth in Uber, for example, driving, if you are a delivery company or transport company, smooth drive means the car is fast and the car is okay. So you have to search for car icon instead of smooth icon. So you search for smooth icon, that's car icon, because you cannot use smooth icon. They are going to show you all those makeup, all those female makeup and stuff. Now, if you can see this icon, this is car that has something like settings on top. This icon, this settings on top is called cog. It's called cog. Let me show you what it's called. Let me show you on Google. It's called cog. You understand? This is like, it represents engineering, gear, and so on and so forth. So it's perfect for what we're doing. Now you use that particular icon, place it. Now we start resizing and coloring. I place the first one like this, and then I place the second one at the top of the first one. Now they are going to show me the line at the top, and then I leave it, I adjust from the bottom, and they will show me the line at the bottom. These two are now the same size. Now I'll do the same thing for this one. I place it at the top, they show me the line. I drag it at the bottom, they show me the line. So that means these three icons are of the same size now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead to group the three of them. Just so that I can move the three of them around. Also, I'm going to go ahead to color it. Let me use white color also. I'm going to use white color for the three. Don't know if green color would work on this though. I don't think green color would work, so I will use white color just to make it visible. Now I'll place it at these down parts. Once I place it at this down parts, then I'll ungroup it. Now I'll move the first one. I'll just push it away. Push the second one out. Now remember, I'm not resizing it again. I already resized it. I already resized it. Now this right up over here, I will place it. I'll bring it down. Now the right up should be under the icons so that you can easily adjust it. I'll place this one at the center of these two tests. The first one here, second one here, and then the third one. Now you're going to adjust the right up, make the right up to be big so that it's going to match the icons you're using. If you feel like you're not aligning it well, you can go ahead to increase the space between the right ups. That's from that 9, you know, we did 9, we spaced it 9. You can go ahead to add extra spaces, let's say 10, 11, 10, 11. This, I told you guys that this class is going to be difficult because this is more technical than previous class because I'm working with a lot of things. Now, once I place these icons, remember the icons are of the same size, so you don't have problems with the icon. Once I place the icons beside the features, I'm going to go ahead to group the whole elements. I'll group the write-ups and I'll also group the icons. Now, once I group all of them together, I can move everything together and then I can decide to adjust the size. Depending on what you're working on, you can adjust the size to your taste. You can reduce the size of the text, or you can increase the size of the text, depending on what you want to do. But for this class, I'm going to just leave it like this so that it should just cover this whole place. Now remember, I'm not changing the font types like I said before. But I don't, if you are designing anything, just make sure to explore the font types. Like this write-ups here, if you change the font size, it's going to look more better. I just don't have time to changing it because this is just a training class. But if you are designing your own, make sure to explore different font types. So you can just go ahead to check different font types. Now I'm done with the write-ups, the features. Let me just go ahead to space this a little bit so that someone can read everything. Then The next thing I'm going to do in this design is go straight to the footer. And then after that, I'm going to put book now at this top right side. So the footer section, we just add location icon. Location icon is for address, just like the way you used to add your telephone icon. You just search for location icon. This is location icon. Now remember, since we are using outlined icons, you have to maintain the icons. You're going to use another outline icon. Make sure to maintain the icon. Don't use solid icons while using the other type. So just make sure you maintain the icons. Now, this place is white color. I'm not going to do black, so I'm going to go for that green also. So I'm maintaining the color. We're going to go for green. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the address of the company. Let me change it to black text. Let's say the address is number 45 Lagos Street, Nigeria. Then PO Box, something like this. Now, like I said, make sure to align your text, especially in the footer. So you're going to maintain a particular pattern. So make sure to align it just like this. You go ahead to group the two together so that you can adjust the size to your taste. The grouping is very, very important. Now, once I'm done adding the address over here, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add social media, all the social media, blah, 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 social media icons, the platforms, let's say Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and so on and so forth. And then I'll write their handle. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to elements, I'll search for Facebook. I'll search for Facebook. Remember, I'm using outline icons. So I'll just go for this one. Now, if I place this here, I'm going to use this icon, this location icon, to size this thing. So if I'm placing this here, I'm going to make sure I use the location icon to size it up. I'm using it as the guide to size it up, the location icon. Now after that, I color it to green. Now I'm done with Facebook. The next thing I'm going to add is Instagram. I'm still going to use outline for the Instagram. I place it beside the Facebook. And then I adjust it. Now the next thing I'm going to add, let's say I add Twitter. Twitter, let's just use this one, the old Twitter. Place it also. Then I adjust it. Now I have the 3 icons I need for the social media. Now the spacing between, as you can see, once I push it, they are going to show me the spacing between 17, 17. That means the spacing between is equal, 17, 17. So make sure that make sure that the space in between are the same thing. That's make sure that they show you the space in between. That's 17, 17. Or if I move this one closer to the Facebook, once I move this one also, they're going to show me the space, the perfect space in between. This one is 10-10. So just make sure the space in between is equal. And then after that, you go ahead to group the three. Now I'm done grouping the three. But as you can see, this place is wide, is like empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this text just to write their social media handle. Let's say at Uber. That's like their name on all those platforms. Okay, let's just say Uber Eats. That's their name on the platforms. The same thing, that's Uber Eats on all platforms. Now, what I'm going to do is, instead of leaving these icons and this Uber Eats to be just on this white background, I'm going to add another thing here just to cover this one up. So this down part won't be just plain. What I mean is adding shape to it. I'll just add this one, this particular shape. This one. Now, if you decide to use this shape, you can decide to what I'm going to do is I'm not going to add color to the shape, but I'm going to add border to the shape. Something like this. And I'm going to make sure it's light. Although this particular shape is not one I'm targeting, so I'll have to, the shape I'm meant to use here is square, so I can customize what I want. This one, if you can see, this one is like, is not perfect for what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to use the normal shape, that's the normal rectangle, so that I can customize it the way I like. So I'll first of all remove the color, and then I'll add the border like this. Now, if I drag it down like this, you see is perfect. It's better than the other one. That's the other shape, so that it can give me the perfect shape I want. Instead of using that one, I'll just use the. Now, if I decide to curve this, the roundness of that shape, I can do it with this one, but the other one I cannot do it. So it's better you use normal rectangle to customize to your taste. So I will just go ahead to do this like this. Let me just make this border to be a little bit broader so you can see it, and then I'll go ahead to color the border the green color also. So now, as you can see, the footer, we have the location icon, then we have the address, then after that we have the social media platforms, and we have their handle, that's Uber Eats. Now the only thing that is missing in this design is the book now, that's the call to action. So for the call to action, I'll just duplicate this shape again, this particular shape, this one I customized, but this time around I'm going to give it color. Now I'm going to resize it. Now resizing it, I want to make it the same size with this Uber Eats logo over here. So I will size it to match that particular now once I'm done resizing it to match this particular one here, I can decide to remove the rounded corners just like this. Let me pick that particular green color from the logo. Okay. Now we have this shape here. I'll go ahead to write. Let me just add a text, subheading, and then I'll write book now. Book now. The book now is meant to be capital letter because it's call to action. Call to action means that's the most important thing in the design. The action the person is going to take. And then I'll go ahead to color it. No, this one is black. So you can decide to color it white or leave it at black. And then you can go for another type of font. Let me see if I can find something. So you guys have to explore. You guys have to go through these fonts so you know what you prefer. So now we have the book now. Let me just use this one. You place the book now. Make sure you place it at the center. And then you can decide to, depending on the font you're using, you can decide to make it bold or not to make it bold. So it depends on you. So we have Uber Eats, we have Book Now. Then we have This Week, Stay in Control. And then we have Confidence Starts with the Car You Drive. On that, we added a line, abstract line, just line, graphics. And then we added color to the line. Then the most difficult parts, the features of the business, accompanied with the logo, the icons. Then on the footer, we have the location icon. Then we have the address. Now for the social media, we have the handles, and then we have the various icons. You can still decide to reduce the size of these icons if you feel like. You can decide to reduce the size of the icons. Let me just go ahead to reduce it. Let me see. So if you're reducing the size, to reduce the size of the icon, you have to ungroup it before you can reduce it. So if you want to reduce it, go ahead to ungroup it and make it a little bit smaller so that now the space in between, let me reduce the space in between. And then I'll group it back again. So all these changes I'm making, it depends on what you want to do. Like I said before, you can explore, you can, but just the most important thing in this designing is the alignment. So if you are doing anything, make sure to align what you are doing. So if you are reducing any size or increasing any size, make sure to align it. You won't encounter any problem. So the tests are going to be, the size of the test should be perfect. The alignment, if you see this line, everything is aligned straight line. And if you extend it to the offside, it's also aligned to the. Let me just place a straight line so you guys can understand what I'm saying. Now, if I place a straight line, if I place a straight line here, if I place a straight line on the logo and drag it down, you see that everything is on the line. You understand? Everything should be on the line. The alignment should be straight line like this. You should have everything on the line. That's the most important thing on designing. So you have to align the elements. What else do you guys think is missing in this design? Do you guys want us to add any other thing? Do you guys want us to add any other thing? Are you guys even active?
Nah, so we're active. Oh, this is some part of our power.
Why is everybody keeping quiet? I want you guys in the morning. It's not difficult though. It's not difficult. It's just
Sir, it's not difficult.
it's not difficult. Now, if I remove the overlay, look at how it looks. You can still remove the overlay, but if I add the overlay, it looks a little bit greener. So I can still go ahead to reduce the transparency a little bit. So you still have a nice design. I don't think it's complicated though. Remember, you guys remember how I added the way now? You guys remember
So
how I
what I
added the way?
think is missing, that line you wanted to put now. Maybe you should add it at the side.
I should add the line.
Or any abstract shape, you should just add it at the background.
Okay, yeah. Abstract is going to work. I can just do. Let me just search for abstract. This laptop I'm using is just okay. Abstracts. Let me just see if I can add something to the background. Although most times, once you have a picture, once you have an image, there's no need for adding abstract. But let me just see if I can just. Okay, so I will try and add. Let me just add this. Let me see how it goes. But I don't know what it means though. I'll move it backward. I will then remove the transparency, reduce transparency. This abstract is not going to work because the image, the picture of the man it has a lot of things. Like the picture has a lot of stuff. You can only add abstract to this write-up session. Or if you want to add an abstract, it's going to be a proper shape. It's not going to be this type of. Let's say you add a shape. For example, you add a shape. Let's say to this side. Position it to the. Well, the problem with this is it's going to make the design to look a little bit tacky. So once you have an image, once you have a picture, adding an abstract is not really compulsory. So as you can see, if I add a shape to this place, it's not going to do anything much because the image already have this building as well. Unless you remove. Let me go ahead and try and remove the background of this picture. Let me see what will happen. Now, if I remove the background of the picture, the car goes with it, so it's not going to work also. But you can go ahead to try something. If you are
That
designing,
is okay without the abstract.
yeah, it's okay. It's perfect.
Very, very okay and perfect.
So if you're adding abstract, you're on your own. Anything you see, you take it. What else? I don't think there's any other thing we need to add to this design. So if you have your question, go ahead to ask your question so I can review the design again. Then I will now wait for your own design on the WhatsApp group. I'm going to give you guys design to try and replicate so that we can review it. But it's going to be, you're going to submit it next week. Today is Wednesday, so we have Friday. We have Sysmo Circle on Friday. Tomorrow is Tech Track. So if I'm giving an assignment now, you guys are going to submit it next week Monday. That's normal review we did day before yesterday. So if you have your question, go ahead to ask your question so that you guys have questions.
No, sir.
We have how many? We have like, let me check. We have about. Let me check the number of people active in this class. Nobody is Nobody is even shaking body self. But what I'm asking you guys, the other design we did before this one, that's QR code and the mock-up. You guys are okay with that one now?
Yes, sir. But sir, let me also say something. In that QR code, the Simo this thing, the logo, I actually pressed it and downloaded it. So when I downloaded it, this QR code and the Simo code is together. Is it good like that? Is there any bad thing?
No. You can do it like that, or you can just decide to use only QR code. You can add the logo to the center, or you decide not to add the logo. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So you can decide to add the logo or not. We have nobody is even this class. I feel like this class has
So
nobody
we're
is
here.
paying.
My eye they told me.
Why? Okay.
Everything is just in my eye.
Wait first. The design first. Let me explain the design. It's not complicated as I added overlay to this place, I added a shape. Let me remove it. I added this man's picture. I added it. And then I added a square on top of the man's picture. I used the square to cover the whole picture. I used it to cover the whole picture like this. And then what I did is that I reduced the transparency of this shape I added just to give it that color. You understand? Now, the next thing I did was moving this. I moved the shape backwards, back of everything, but on top of the man's picture only. So all these tests are going to be on top of the overlay. Now, after that, the next thing we did is we added write-up, we added logo, we added another square, and added write-up on top of it. Then here, we added another write-up, but this was control, full spelling of control. But I decided to remove the O in the control, and then I spaced it out just to accommodate that whale. This whale is just an icon of, it's just a whale. I just searched for whale here, and then I searched for car whale. Under graphics, click see all under graphics. You scroll down a little bit, you see this whale. You see this one is steering, this one is whale. So you can decide to use steering also. You just go ahead to color it white and place it. You just zoom it out, place it to replace the O you removed now. So you have space here. So I spelled control, normal control. Then I decided to remove the O, and then I gave space. Then I added a whale just to replace the O. It's not difficult now. What was difficult in the design? It's not after adding the whale, you just write another text, they add line under this particular line. Now for this session, I know this session seems difficult. If you cannot do it like I did, what you're going to do is you can do it one after the other. If you add icon, you write quality cards. Then you add another icon, you write trusted base. You add another icon, you write smooth right. So you don't need to do it like I did it. You can just do it one after the other. Then after you group it, but make sure the icons are of the same size. Then this down part, you add icon, you add the address. This place also, you add icons, you add the handle. So the design is not difficult. I don't know why nobody's even saying anything in this class. Nobody is reacting. Nobody's Nobody is saying anything. So for the assignments, let me show you guys what you're going to. Let me check what you're going to design for the assignment, so that and these assignments we have from today till Sunday. So you don't have any reason not to do it or not to do it well. So you have enough time. You have like 4 days. You have like 4 days to do it. I'm going to look for a design that is not difficult and also not what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to send the design on the WhatsApp group. I'll send the design on the WhatsApp group. Then you guys can go ahead to do it. Let me just send it now. If you guys don't get, if you come for the review and other, I know majority of you are going to get it right. I think I have the perfect.
So please, I have a question.
Go ahead to ask your question.
Yes, you talked about the color combination. So I've been trying to find where the green came in from in the yellow car.
Okay, the green color. Okay, first of all, the picture is, it doesn't have to. Okay, this particular one now, I'm using the green from the logo, not the picture. The picture is not a problem. I said you have to maintain the color of the brand. So if the company logo is yellow, you're going to maintain yellow colors. You're going to make sure to maintain the company color. But if the company logo is red, for example, let me just show you. Let's say we have okay, let's just say Coca-Cola. You're going to maintain the color from the brand, not the picture. So the yellow card doesn't have anything to do with. You can use any picture you want. You can use any picture you want, but the picture doesn't have to. The picture is not going to accommodate much colors. Like if you look at this picture now, it's only that yellow. Let's say I have. Okay, let me just go ahead to search for a company logo, so that you understand what I'm saying. You have no business with the picture. The place you have business is with the logo. So let's say I have this. Let's say this is the company logo now. Let me remove this over it. Now, if I place this blue logo here, automatically, I have to adjust these colors to match the blue logo. So I'll have to pick the blue logo. So you have business, you only have business with the brand color. Each company has their color code. Each company has preferred color. So once I change this green to the blue, automatically I've already accommodated the brand colors. So once I change it from, let me change this to. I just selected that picture and just started designing. It's not as if the picture is the perfect picture for the design, but there's no use of me going to search for picture, because you have an idea of what I'm trying to explain. Now, once I'm done with changing the colors, automatically this design, the colors are already perfect. The problem I have with this thing now is that the yellow color doesn't match. Like yellow and blue cannot go hand in hand, but you can do yellow and green. So if you look, the yellow is overshadowing the green. So the picture is not the factor. The factor here is the the company color. That's what you have to put in consideration. So if you are designing your own, make sure that the color you are using, okay, for example, now I can still change the color of this image. You understand? I can decide to change the color of this image. The picture is not a factor. But for this design, if you want to design something, just make sure the picture you are using doesn't have shouty colors. Doesn't have color that are going to contradict the company brand color. So if you are designing, first of all, once you get the logo from the company, the business or the company you are designing for, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to find a picture that's not going to disturb the design. Preferably, if you want to rate pictures, it's better to use darker pictures. Like, let me show you, for example. Let me say Uber driver. So I'll show you one where I mean Uber driver. Then I will go over to, now if you want to search for better pictures, you head over to Google and you get better pictures. Now I'm going to look for pictures that doesn't have much colors in it. For example, this one. This particular one doesn't have colors in it. You understand? This man's picture is shouting. The man's picture is shouting. So you can decide to use a picture that is not shouting, so that it's not going to be a problem for you. You go ahead to move it to the back. So hope you understand why I just explained. So it's not about the picture. It's about the brand color. You have to maintain the brand color. So you can still go ahead to search for a better picture. You search for a better picture that doesn't have color. Like this picture I use now, it doesn't have any color. So it's not going to disturb you if you are designing. So let me just go ahead to add the overlay back. And then I'll reduce this. Choosing a picture is, and then you can also decide to reduce this picture transparency itself. You can decide to reduce the picture transparency or increase transparency depending on what you are doing. But make sure the picture you are using is not going to disturb you. So that's it for this design. It's not difficult. But for the assignments, for this class, you guys are going to complete this design and post on the group. Then I'm still going to send the assignments. I don't know if you guys did this one. This one is straightforward. I don't know if you guys did it. Okay, so you guys can go ahead to paste this one on the class, the WhatsApp group. And then you try and do this one also and paste on the WhatsApp group. I will export the two, and then I'll paste it. Then I will still attach the assignments. So that's 3 designs total. But the one I'm going to paste on the third one I'm going to paste is the main assignment. But these 2, you guys should attempt it at least. I'm going to search for a straightforward design. So if you don't have any other question, I think we are done with the class. This is 10:21. If you have questions, you can go ahead to ask. If you don't have questions, Okay, so Meso said, please, at the line team. Okay, let me just show you the line stuff again. If you go to element, you just search for line. Now, if you search for line, you search for line under graphics. Then you scroll down, you see different types. See this one. You just look for a line that you like. See this one. Just something to spice up this. It's not like straight line, so you just look for this one. Also is good. It's just like dash, adding dash under that. So you just search for straight line, go to graphics, then you look for anyone that you like, and then use it. So I will see you guys on Friday for the Sysmo second. Then I will post the assignments now on the group. Hope you guys enjoy the class. Although I know it's a little bit difficult. It's not difficult, but all right. Now, once you can go ahead to log out after reacting, you can comment on the chat box if you enjoy the class or not. If it's difficult or not, you can just leave a review before leaving the class. The class was great, but it's getting tougher by the day. We're still going to do motion graphics, so we're still going to do motion graphics. This is just motion graphics might start maybe the last week. We're going to just rush it. By next week, Monday, we're going to do branding, full branding. Full branding involves designing logo and flyers. You just mix up stuff for the company, then you send to them how to present a brand. You can charge someone 100K, 200K for branding, so full branding. So we're going to learn that on Monday next week. So have a great night, everyone. I'm going to send the assignment. I'm going to be waiting for your designs on the WhatsApp group. Please make sure to attempt it so that you can learn it. Then if I have correction, I can correct you directly.
Okay, sir, but the exercise you'll be dropping the two now, the two design.
Yes, I'm going to send it now.
Okay, sir.
All right, then. Good night, everyone.